This is Todd Habercorn.
This is David Vincent.
Hey, this is Sam Witwer.
This is Phil Lamar.
And you are listening to the Points of Interest.
Points of Interest.
Points of Interest.
And you're listening to Points of Interest Podcast Network.
Keep listening.
Well, hello and welcome to the Points of Interest podcast. This is the most generic podcast on the internet. My name is Josh Hawks. I am the 303 Ninja. And right over there, that is my podcasting partner for life. He is the other guy. It's Mr. Francis Fernandez.
We're a network of two guys on one podcast.
Hey. The mission
like
for the following, little bit will be new bumpers that lack.
Who would you want? Who would be your dream person to have in the bumper section of the show?
That's a great question. I don't know. I don't know. That's a great question. I mean, we had the opportunity for a few people. Unfortunately, one that I would actually like can't speak anymore.
No, there's quite a few.
Tom Kane. Tom Kane would have been rad.
Yeah.
Tom Kane as Professor X.
Oh yeah.
Doing.
Oh, that'd have been good.
Doing the bumper. That would have been rad.
Yeah, getting voice actors to do it. It would have been a lot of fun. Given when Kevin Conroy was live, it would have been cool to have him do a Batman voice for stuff like that. Like that would have been my kind of dream guy to have him do it or something. But yeah, I figured, hey, since
when I got the one from Phil Lamar, that was the very first one I ever got, and I went to his panel, and took my shot. I went up to the podium afterward. I'm like, hey man, I'd love to chit chat with you, and maybe you could do a little voice bumper thing for my podcast. And he's like, I'd love to.
I love it when they're so nice like that.
Oh, and that was back. Damn, I think that was the second or third Denver Comic Con, the second one I think. And the next day, I went up to his booth. We chit chatted for a little bit. We didn't record anything but the bumper. I think my photographer friend that was with me, she got a face shot, an assigned face shot, so at least he made some money. And then he did the bumper. He was happy to do it, and I walked away completely geeked, just because it was like it was a mission. And we got somebody famous to say the thing that we weren't famous.
So, yeah, because even when I went to WonderCon a couple weeks ago, they have some of the non-paid celebrity booths, right, where you can have the voices of the original I think I mentioned the voices of the original 94, 97. Sorry, 97 X-Men.
Yeah.
Were there, yeah. So they were all there, and there was lines for them. But I'm sure that you could have been like, hey guys, they had all separate tables, but you could have gone to each, probably had the whole 97 cast say something.
See, that one would have been cool because, it could have been, I don't even know who was in that show, but so-and-so was Wolverine, doing it in, kind of maybe even Wolverine's voice, but doing the whole thing.
Oh, they'd have to.
And then splicing all of that together. That would be cool.
Yeah. You would have had Jean Grey, you would have had Wolverine, you would have had Beast, a couple others. But it would have been cool to have these voices, who are still doing them, I guess, for the new one, for the updated cartoon. It's like, recognizable voices. It would have been cool to have them say a thing.
I think so.
Oh, well.
I mean, next time.
Yeah.
I mean,
anyway,
it would be cool to get Shatner. I'm not a Shatner fan. It would just be cool just to have his slow, jazzy delivery.
Yeah, under one condition, he has to talk sing something. He has to talk sing.
Lounge.
Like,
He's got to lounge it.
yeah, he's got to sing like Bohemian Rhapsody or something. He's got to do at least a line from one of those songs that he was infamous for talk singing.
Yeah, I don't. I'm trying to think who else would be fun. I don't know. Just really anybody that'd be willing to do it. I don't because I don't have like a necessary favorite voice actor or anything. I mean, James Arnold Taylor would be cool just because he's done so many cool voices. D. Bradley Baker, that'd be fun. So there's Jim Cummings, right? He was Winnie the Pooh and Tigger, right?
Winnie the Pooh, Darkwing Duck.
Yeah. Then there's
all those.
another Cummings. It's not Jim. It's
Yeah.
I'm drawing a blank on his name. I want to say it's a J name, but he lives here.
Alan Cummings, is it?
No. He's an older guy.
Okay.
He played Destro, I think, or Snow Job. Look up Snow Job. Who's the voice actor for Snow Job?
Oh God, it's gonna give me some pretty awful.
I know. You might want to incognito that one actually.
Brian
Cummings. Yeah, he lives here. He lives like not far from where I live. He would be fun. And he's a nice guy. He's a super nice guy. Every time he's at the local shows, like I'll just go and talk to him for a few minutes about just life. And he'll see me walking around. He'll be like, "Hey, man!" He doesn't remember my name, but he remembers me. Basically. Yeah. He'd be fun. I just never have asked him because I just don't want to I don't know. I haven't imposed that much of my friendship upon him yet.
You will.
Yes. I mean, yeah, any show that I go to and he's at, I'm basically like, "Hey, man. What was it like playing a guy that's got a horrible name?"
Wah.
But yeah, no, that would be fun. A new mission.
It would be
a new mission.
Yeah. What's the first one you're going to? Or is it gonna
Not 100% sure on that one quite yet. It's a slow start in Denver. There's been a couple shows I think in the Springs, but I'm not driving down there for shows anymore. I don't think, unless there's somebody down there I really want to see. It's just they don't have a good place to put on a Comic-Con. And I think the most recent place that they've been putting it on is inside of a basketball/ice arena. So you're forced, when it's there, you're forced to just constantly walk in. Okay, you've been to a basketball, stadium for a concert or something.
It's a basketball game, yes.
Or a basketball game. I mean, I don't know why you'd go to that. That's boring as shit. But, when you're walking those corridors, they're only so wide.
True.
Now, picture putting in a 3x6 table on either side of the corridor. Now you're walking down a single file line, basically, around the perimeter of the ice arena. And then on the floor is like Artist Alley and celebrities. And then another section of the building is like the vendor section, toy section, It's just that's not a place to put a Comic-Con on. It's small, which is fitting because the floor of a ice arena is only so big, especially when you put in booths. So, yeah.
Every major city has like a convention center. Just go to the freaking convention center. Why are you just going to
I don't know. I don't know why they don't. There's a few convention centers down there, but even the ones that they've been in, it's all right.
Well,
they were in a half-dead mall one year, which would be fresh if it was a completely dead mall, because the entire mall then could be converted into a Comic-Con.
Which is great.
Which would be awesome. I think that should be, Gen X's senior home as a mall. Like the really old generations, they take them to like a 50s type of, establishment to make it look like the 50s.
They're turning malls into housing nowadays, so you're not too far off.
I saw a video. And this has got nothing to do with anything. I saw a video.
Podcast.
Yeah, that's true. I saw a video about it was in DC, I want to say. And it was one of the oldest malls in America, if not the oldest mall in America. Okay. And they, instead of demolishing it, then they turned the upper floor, the second and third floors of this mall into housing. Mm-hmm. So the bottom floor has some shops.
Okay.
And then everything else is little tiny homes, tiny apartments, Japanese style apartments, basically. I wish I could remember the name of the mall. It was in DC or Rhode Island or one of them.
So the name. Okay, so this is from. I'm amazed you remember this because this is from 2018.
I mean, weed doesn't totally destroy your memory.
In Metro DC,
okay,
they turned a dead mall now provides housing for. Oh, it's housing for the homeless though.
Okay, that's not what I was looking at.
That's not the one. Okay, so I'll have to look for another one.
Look up like oldest mall turned into housing.
That's what I did.
Oh, and it came up for homeless. No, I mean that's also a great idea. It's fucking dry. They can walk around.
Here it is. Oldest mall is now micro apartments from 2016. So you're even going further back.
Look at the brain on Josh.
And it is in Rhode Island. You're absolutely right.
Look at this. We're hitting him out of the park.
It was so the mall was built, I guess, in 188 years previous to 2016. So it was an old building called the Arcade Providence.
Yes. You found the right building.
And it's America's first shopping mall. It's been transformed into 48 tiny apartments and a mix of businesses, including restaurants, a coffee shop, and a new hair salon. And they are tiny. These are dorm rooms, essentially. Because
no cooking available because of zoning.
But they do have a kitchen, so they have a fridge, a washing machine, but no stovetop.
Right, no stovetop.
I'm guessing a microwave.
Maybe.
Maybe. Because that's not an open fire, so you could probably do microwave because that's not open fire. I would live here. These are really adorable.
I mean, then you'd have to live in Rhode Island, which,
walk from one end to the other.
I know. Hey, what's a neighboring? I don't know what's a neighbor. There's like 3 neighboring states to Rhode Island.
Probably like West Virginia or something.
Like you can have some redneck over West Virginia. It's like, hey man, come over. You're like, I'll be there in a couple hours. I'm just walking.
This is kind of.
And if I'm going to West Virginia, I'm probably getting moonshine, so I better walk anyway.
I really hope this place exists, though, because it has been almost 10 years since this article.
That is true. That is true.
So I'm hoping.
Why don't you look it up after the show?
I'll look it up. Yeah. Okay.
I mean, it was like move literally across the country to live in a micro apartment.
They still exist. Still there.
I think it's a cool idea. I think I'd want a little bit more room than that. But I understand the zoning part of it. Like you can't have stoves in what was once a fucking mall. Like it's not zoned for that.
No.
But in the lower half, you still had the food court or, little restaurant. Granted, it's not going to be a traditional mall. At that point, you're going to go and turn it into to apartments, but a little coffee shop, a little laundromat, whatever.
Okay. So you can own these. These are not apartments to rent. These are condos, I guess. They're mini condos.
I mean, okay.
So how much would you pay for 335 square feet one bedroom, one bath in this 200-year-old arcade mall in Rhode Island. How much would you pay? How much would you be willing to pay
Well,
to live in a place like that?
I was raised with the idea that when you look at apartments, you should be as close to $1 a square foot as possible.
Mm-hmm.
So 300 and, maybe $450 a month or so. I know you got to buy it, but I don't know I don't, it's adult stuff. I don't know how much that would be.
Well, I guess if you got a mortgage for $275,000,
For 300 square feet.
the property tax alone per year is $2,000.
I get it. Maybe you're paying part of it because it's a historical building that you're living in. Maybe you got to pay for some of that, but Jesus Christ, $275,000 and I can't even fucking make popcorn.
Yeah, you can in the microwave. You just can't. Well, look, here's the thing. You're living above shops anyway, so why are you going to make your own popcorn? Just run downstairs, go to a shop, buy a meal.
Go to the theater at the wing of the mall. I just need some popcorn. Here's my resident card. It's free.
I will admit, I am surprised. Jeez. Sorry. Anyway.
If give me like 500 square feet and a kitchenette, and then we can talk.
Yeah, I don't know what to tell you, man.
Like 300 whatever you said square feet, that's like walking in, doing a 360, and you see everything there is.
335, yeah. The whole building itself is on sale, apparently, too.
That's not a
So
surprise.
you can buy the whole building.
I mean, you buy the whole building, you knock out a couple walls, take 3 of the units, make yourself a suite, and Now there's 46 available.
You can live in sunny Rhode Island.
And watch your car deteriorate every winter from the salt.
By the ocean.
Yeah.
But but then that's the same thing for California. That's for any state by the
That is true. That is true. I think this is
I
worse.
was way off with Virginia, by the way. The closest state next to Rhode Island is Massachusetts and Connecticut. The two.
Oh, okay. You're definitely not buying moonshine in those states.
No, you're near Boston.
You're gonna smuggle some fucking clam chowder across the border or something.
Oh, that's not bad. I wouldn't mind that.
I mean, if you wanted to, I guess.
Get a Boston cream pie. Get a
Giggity.
Boston baked beans.
Never done one of those before. Is that when you scream out racial comments as you orgasm?
Boston isn't that bad.
No, I'm just
At all. Yeah, oh, man, that's really funny.
I can't even think of anything funny. Go ahead.
I just hope people know it's a joke. It's just a joke.
It's just being
funny.
Yeah.
Just being funny.
We'd love sponsorship, Rhode Island, Boston.
Oh, hey, Push. Didn't see you there. Yes, we are getting it. Get on.
We are getting it. We are never.
Feel
Get it on. As long as we're doing the referee style, get it on. Yes.
No, we're doing the Adam Carolla get it on.
Adam Carolla said get it on. Adam Carolla is a weird character.
He's a weird guy. He's a weird guy.
A lot of weird projects he was involved in that are all kind of the same project with just different names. It's kind of like this podcast. It's just one concept with different names. Love, what was that? Love Radio he did with the doctor guy.
Oh, Loveline.
Yep. And then he did The Man Show, which was the same thing, basically.
No.
But
Loveline was you grew
weirdos
up with
calling in talking about, I love fucking the hole in the wall.
that because you didn't have a dad.
Yeah, that was always his answer.
Yeah, that was Adam Carolla's. Adam Carolla's answer was probably worse. That was always Dr. Drew's answer. Was like, "Oh, you don't have a dad, so obviously you're going to want to do these things. And then he did the man show, which is boobs. Just
No, I guess you're right. But I mean, it was, I think there was some advice they would try to give. It was like a Maxim style advice.
it was, but it was a lot of like.
Actually, that's what the
hey,
man show was. It was Maxim live television.
Yeah. So it'd be like, hey, you in the bikini, jump into this pool of pudding. I'm like, yay. It was Attack of the Show minus the geek stuff. It was Attack of the Show minus all the Princess Leia cosplay and
Actual funny stuff.
did you hear the price of Nintendo Switch 2 going up? That's just a rumor, isn't it? I didn't think they straight up said it. I know that
they haven't announced the price for it yet. Have they? Period.
They did.
Oh,
$450
okay.
for the original. The price for it is $450.
That's right. That's right. Because I said, what else does it do?
Oh, yeah.
Hey, someone just followed us.
It gives you a massage.
Yeah, right. What is it? Right cow, left coast. Thanks for the follow.
Oh, hey, Jaloo.
Hey, Jaloo. I know you. Thanks for coming along. Hope you're doing well, sir.
But yes, I don't know if the price. Yeah, so if the price did really go up, that sucks. But as far as I know, it's still
How much is a Stream Deck?
a Stream Deck or a Steam Deck.
Steam Deck. I have a Stream Deck.
Steam Deck, I believe, is $600.
Okay, but okay, but that's what for $600. Look at all the shit you could play on there. For let's say it's $500 for a Switch 2. You can play Nintendo stuff.
Yeah, but that's why you get it. So you can
But
play
you're not
Nintendo
backwards
stuff.
compatible stuff. Nope.
I mean, it's backwards compatible in the sense of
Emulation.
they emulate it on their.
Yeah. Emulation
online
is
service.
that's what pisses me off. Nintendo's like, fuck every emulator out there. No, you can't emulate our shit, but we can.
Well, yeah, because they own it.
Here's the thing though. Sometimes their emulation sucks. And the people that are out there on the third party, their emulation's a lot
Okay,
better.
Sure. Okay, I mean, sure, but like, yeah, it makes sense. I get it. Look, I'm not getting one. I don't think. I don't know. I could be convinced, but I can be convinced to get. I mean, I have a Switch now that I never play with. I can be convinced to get a Switch 2. I'll never play.
The Switch is my YouTube watching device while sitting in the
I don't
toilet.
even do that. I don't play it just because the battery sucks on it. Like it doesn't last that long.
You're not wrong there.
Good. I get 2 hours of. I mean, 2 hours is okay, I guess.
I mean,
but
that's a
when you're
long time to be
traveling-
hunched over looking at something.
That's true. That's true. But yeah. So hopefully it doesn't go up. But I mean, so far the articles say they're not. Man, I wouldn't be surprised if it does. No, I would be because no one's gonna buy it. If they up the price, Nintendo's in the grave because no one's gonna buy that.
I mean, it's already more expensive than any console they've ever put out.
It is. It's the most expensive one they've ever made. No, well, Virtual Boy I think was the other expensive.
Virtual
console.
Boy was $199.
Oh, was it not $199? Okay.
Yeah.
I thought it was like $400 because it's like you get to put the mask on.
No,
Like, not
you
mask.
spent $400 after playing the Virtual Boy to go get glasses because it ruined your eyes. Ugh,
Yeah.
God, it's so bad. And then you see those little emulation boxes. Speaking of emulation, and then the guy on YouTube is reviewing it, and he scrolls down and he goes, "Oh, Virtual Boy, there's 12 games here." That is about the amount of Virtual Boy games that were ever made. But then why would you emulate that?
I don't know.
I don't know
People-
anybody that has that much of a nostalgia bug for Virtua Tennis.
I have a little bit of a nostalgia bug for Virtual Mario because I really found that interesting. That like it was Mario, like on like a grid, and you're like you could just see him go like around corners and stuff or whatever in the Virtua space.
Mhm.
Like, oh, that's kind of cool. But yeah, everything else I don't care. Who cares?
Yeah, it was.
Who cares?
Man, I worked at a video game store when the thing came out, and they just collected dust. Nobody bought them. People would go up to the display, stick their face in it, and go, "Oh my god!"
That's what I did. I did that. The controller was bad. It had to be connected to the machine, right? And it was a short little thing, and just like it's an awful controller. The good old days.
The good old, yeah.
It was the good old days. Yeah.
I mean, yeah. I mean, the Jaguar had a horrible controller. It was like huge. It was like a freaking phone book.
Well, you have to find a way to. I don't know. You have to. I don't know why it was that big. Who knows?
Well, I mean, Atari just wasn't hitting it out of the park back then.
No.
Some might say, not even some. The fucking creator of Atari, the founder of Atari, recently has said that Atari doesn't mean anything to gaming anymore. It's a clothing logo. It's a T-shirt logo.
It kind of is. Atari is now like a nostalgia. There's like a nostalgia brand now because nobody really, even though, I don't want to jump ahead, but even though in like, oh no, I won't be jumping yet. But in movies like Blade Runner, Atari was everywhere, right? That was one of the big companies that like survived into whatever year that was. It's like, oh yeah, Atari, yeah. Oh, look how cool Atari is. Nobody cares. You're right. Nobody cares about Atari. Nobody. They don't even make games anymore, and they used to make games.
Yeah, I think
Atari used to mean something.
Atari made waves. Was it last year when the Retro 2600 came out?
Oh God, yeah, I guess.
I think it was a Retro 26 and a Retro 78.
They did a Retro 26. I think they did a Retro. You're right, a Retro 26 and Retro 78. You're spot on.
Because nobody wants to play the 52. Yeah. Because that thing sucked.
I didn't have it. I had the 7800. I had the 7800. It was great.
Mm-hmm. The N64 back then was 200 at launch. Yep. We mentioned that.
So it was, and I think Super Nintendo was 300.
No, the Virtual Boy I said was 200. N64, yeah, it was 200. I remember stocking the shelves the night before they went on sale.
I wish I still had my box for my Super Nintendo. I don't know where it went.
I might actually still have my box that I wrote my name all over to make sure I saved it, that it was for me, and got written up for it.
I still have the original. I still have my original Nintendo Entertainment System box from '86. So I still
That's
have
pretty
that
awesome.
intact.
That's pretty awesome.
With the foam and everything, and I have my original 7800 Atari 7800 box.
That's pretty awesome.
Hollowed out and full of games.
I have it's not mine. I mean, it's mine now, but it wasn't one I grew up with. But I purchased a Pong machine in the box with the styrofoam, everything. It is in pristine condition, and it's packed away to one day get sold when the right buyer comes around. And has a lot of money in his pocket.
I mean, at some point, right?
I mean, everything that I collect is there to one day turn around and sell, unless it's something that like, nope, whatever, a transformer or, something that actually means something to me in some way. But most of the stuff that I've purchased, I purchased with the mindset of I'm going to flip this eventually.
See, I don't have that kind of mentality for most things, but I do have in my possession a binder of, and I think I mentioned this before, a binder of like old basketball, football, baseball cards that I really just need to research because they're from the 80s and 90s. So
what you need to do, Francis, what you need to do, well, no, because they're sports cards. Never mind, the joke won't make any fun. It would be funny. The Hoff non-sports cards convention.
Oh, that would.
But you got to find a Hoff sports card convention.
There's a lot of sports cards. There's a lot of cards.
It is a pretty popular and frequent convention, but in every city.
But I gotta go in armed, like knowing the price of these cards.
Yeah.
I gotta know, like, oh yeah. this is because I have like a bunch of Jordans and like a bunch of like rookie cards of players now that I'm sure are like superstars that I just didn't know back then.
You-
I'm sure
I
I
mean,
have a Kobe in there or something.
Dude,
Yeah.
I would look up to see how much it costs to get them
An
graded.
appraisal.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, get them graded.
it can't be. I mean, depending. Do your research. See which ones are the high. Going for around the highest price. If you have them, pack them up, ship them off. Why not?
Yeah. Yeah. You're not wrong.
If
There's places
if it's not much money out of your pocket to get something graded, then why not?
so I know for Pokemon cards because I watch this Pokemon YouTuber, and he does, and to get his Pokemon cards graded, it's $15 for a card that has a certain grade. Okay. But if it's over $300, they up the price of how much it costs to grade it.
Fair,
So
fair.
which makes sense. Yeah. Yeah.
But your introductory price, $15. Unless you had something
Yeah, not
super
bad for-
rare, you're probably going to be in it for $15.
Ah, there you go, Raikau. All right, Kyle. Hole in the wall. Isn't that a non? Wait, hole in the wall. Isn't that a non-service on the other end? Glory hole. What is that? $199 was a lot back in the day. This was back when a jumbo jack cost under $1 and the meal was $3. Heck, they have a Game Boy from the Persian Gulf War in a museum, and I think that one still works. You can look at card value online, and appraising through, though, might cost you. Oh yeah, the appraising
Yeah.
will cost me, but I know they have like the value books online. I definitely look it up. If I just need to
Oh, sure.
a long weekend to sit down because I have hundreds.
And
Just
yeah,
sitting in the
that's the
binder.
thing. You have to do it with gloves and everything, and make sure you're being careful not to pinch a corner or something. I've got first run Garbage Pail Kids somewhere in a box. That they're probably not being kept very well, but the ones that are in a binder are probably
Yeah.
still pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's some stuff that eventually I should start sending off to get graded. Just to see, like, is this even worth keeping? It comes back to like, yeah, this thing has no value, basically. All right, well, fucking not garbage sale. What do they call that thing? Garage sale. You got to have a garage to have a garage sale, so I don't know how I'd do that, but
But did you want? I mean, I know we've been staying off topic.
that's only funny to you and
did
me,
you wanna-
but
Did you want to hit any of the things you wanted to talk about today?
well, we probably should. There's at least a couple of these things. Let's just okay. What the fuck is going on with this world? No, what is going on with the Minecraft movie? Okay, so they announce it, and I'm like, it could be fun. This is the journey for me in Minecraft. I hear about it. Oh, it could be fun. But we're going to put Jack Black in as Steve. Okay, now it doesn't sound as much fun. Then they see the trailer with Jack Black, and I'm like, no, this looks fucking horrible. Now I see clips all weekend of nerds and neckbeards fucking freaking out and throwing popcorn in the air when a guy on a duck shows up. I don't get it.
Well, before I go-
And old, out of shape Jack Black is that he don't look like Steve to me.
Raikau might be right about this one, where there might not be anything better out there, and I haven't got the movies as a result because there aren't any good movies, and I think Raikau's right. Minecraft has been, is just popular still.
It is,
Popular with kids because it's cheap. I played it when it was free, and it was a browser game. I played it for the first time, and it was like, I don't get it. I played it, and I was like, oh, this is fun, I guess. So I didn't really go too far. And then I played it again recently. It's like I still don't get it, but
That's really funny, Francis, because I recently downloaded it because I used to play it with my old roommate. We just put it on
Yeah.
free mode and just build stuff because it was fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
We would go mine the stuff. So it was early, so free mode didn't have everything available to you, or we did it with no monsters. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
We would just build shit.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, it's been a few 10 years. Let's, throw it in there. See if I remember how to play. I was like punching a tree, and I'm like, what the fuck am I doing?
You have to, because you have to build stuff. And you have to
Right,
build your
everything was
weapons.
kind of coming back to me, and I'm just like, oh, it is a grind at the beginning of this game. I forgot.
And I think my only issue with it is it's an open world. It's just a game that's like free. Do whatever you want. It's those kind of games where you just like The Sims. There's no real there's no real end goal. You just play to play. Right? You just play The Sims because you
Fair.
play The Sims. You play it because you just want to have
But it got a
a
huge
character that you can torture
fan
or
base.
whatever.
Like one of
So-
our
so
friends
Minecraft
was
does.
employed for years because she was one of the Simlish speakers.
Oh, there you go. I don't know. I recently read an article where I guess theaters are putting up new rules. They're like, no screaming, no TikTok trends, none of that stuff. You're not allowed to do any of that stuff in the movie theater if you're going to watch Minecraft. And it's like, oh, okay, cool. So it's great because the kids get it. It's the skibbity toilet. It's it's all that stuff
Right.
that kids love. That adults just like. The few reviews I've listened to, they're like, it's a decent movie. Like it's like just a plain regular kids movie. Like nothing special, nothing entertaining really for adults about it. It's just here's your kids movie. Right? It's definitely its focus is on children. Like okay,
How
So
would
it's
you
not
like
for
to
us.
be the nice family going to take your kids to the Minecraft movie, and then all of a sudden, when a guy riding a duck shows up in a boxing ring, the audience erupts and throws popcorn everywhere and screams and yells, and your kids are freaking the fuck out. Not in a good way. That doesn't sound like a good time.
no. I mean, Reichhouse says that you go to the theater for the fan experience. You go to see the movie with others who enjoy the story.
Sure, I'm all for that. When I went and
Sure.
saw the Simpsons movie, I saw it in a theater with 150 of my friends that I didn't even knew I had. Everybody got the jokes. Everybody laughed at the right times. Everybody got it. Beavis and Butthead, going even further back. What was it, 97? 96?
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that. Saw it in a theater with, again, 200 of my friends I didn't know I had. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm not a Minecraft freak, I guess.
Well, here's the thing. I did the same thing. I would do midnight showings for movies because
Mhm.
that's what you did. I did it for the Marvel movies. I did it for the Harry Potter movies. And you go there at midnight because when they used to do midnight showings, you did it because you were around the mega fans. Like
Sure.
the ones who really got it, who dress up, get a kick out of it. They cheer at the right time. They'd applaud at the right time. You got the references. They got the references.
Mhm.
That's why you did it. The Minecraft movie is really, it's for a generation. It's just like, if you're older than 12, you're not going to get anything we're talking
But
about.
the
Sorry, guys.
people I see freaking out are in their 20s.
Oh yeah, that's true. There are some adults who grew up with that because that game has been around for 20 plus years now.
That's true.
So people did grow up with that game. I think a lot of the memes that are out now though are more geared towards the newer fans because they're newer memes like the duck or the guy on the chicken and like
Or just chicken. I
some
don't
of
know.
the
Chicken, duck.
characters.
They all look the same in that game.
right, like there's some characters there that I'm like, I don't know who that is. I know it's part of a meme. I know it's a part of like a YouTube thing or whatever. So I don't know personally, but yeah. So I would avoid those movies. That's all I have to say. But they're making money. They're making money. So what do you?
I mean, good for them. You know, it's just not really my thing, I guess.
And then right, Kyle also says he remembers when he went to the Avatar, which I'm guessing Avatar,
The movie.
not Avatar, James Cameron's Avatar, not Avatar: The Last Airbender. And people came in their cosplay of the different. Oh no, it is Avatar: The Last Airbender, because they came in cosplay of the different nations. And then when we saw what trash it was, seeing someone leaving sobbing in disgust, the other person stripping off their cosplay, causing because they had the feeling of look what they did to my boy. Well, I mean, you're not gonna get a win.
No. I mean, even the Avengers movies, they're made for making money, not for the nerds that read comic books.
Yes,
There's gonna be we're gonna pick this story, or we're gonna manipulate it to make it work on a movie theater. We're gonna take this story, or we're gonna change this character because the character drawn doesn't work as a human being. That's a comic book character. You know, whatever. You know, it's somehow they're making the thing
there you
work.
go.
So,
Are you gonna watch it?
Minecraft or fucking Fantastic Four?
No Minecraft.
No, hell no.
I'm sure you'll watch Fantastic Four. I'm gonna watch Fantastic Four, but
Fantastic Four. I mean, again, it's kind of like the Guardians of the Galaxy. I have absolutely no connection to Fantastic Four. Like, man, you're a guy that can stretch. That's cool. You can get a drink from across the room.
guy that can stretch.
You know, you got a guy that turns into fire. Okay, the guy turned into a rock. That's weird. This chick's invisible. Well, the fucking Marvel universe has 8 million of you.
Yeah.
So it's just but I'm gonna go see it because it's gonna tie into Secret
Doomsday.
War or Doomsday or both or X-Men versus Avengers, which would be cool if we get that down the road.
Well, they have the X-Men in the Doomsday movie, so
Maybe we'll
they
get.
have the original that one cast from the original X-Men movies. They're there. So,
I saw a little bit about the cast reveal for whatever movie's coming up. That was kind of cool how they did
Doomsday.
it. Was it Doomsday? Okay. So we're getting. Did I see McAvoy and Patrick Stewart?
No, just Stewart
Okay.
and Ian McKellen and James Marsden as Cyclops and Alan Cummings as Nightcrawler. Oh, and Kelsey Grammer as Beast.
I mean, you have to have Kelsey Grammer as Beast.
You're getting OG. You're getting
Yeah.
OG.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know where we're going, but yeah, could be a fun movie. But
I'm letting you steer, man. Steer away.
I know that's a fucking horrible idea that you did. But I won't be seeing the Minecraft movie. We'll
Okay.
on Twitter as you're scrolling. Sometimes you'll come across. Well, I do anyway. On launch weekends of movies, somebody will just tweet out, "Fuck it, here's the entire bleh movie." Pick a movie that came out. And most of the time, it is the actual full cut of the movie that they tweeted about.
Oh, wow.
Sometimes you get rickrolled, which is hilarious too.
Yeah.
But what fucking movie was it? Something that came out like October last year. And it was on Twitter. The whole movie was on Twitter. And because it was one of those movies that probably wasn't going to do very well or whatever. I just kind of flipped through it. I was like, yeah, this doesn't. Oh, it was The Flash. What was that? I guess a year ago, maybe. Somebody tweeted the whole movie, 2.5 hour movie. And I was like, well, let's see how bad it is. And flipping through the movie. I'm not going to sit and watch it on Twitter. but I'll flip through it. The Mario movie was put on Twitter.
Oh, that's surprising. Well, it was $1 billion movie, so they didn't lose any.
So
They didn't lose anything for it.
there's a lot of accounts that have done that. I've seen a lot of stuff put on Twitter.
Okay.
What I didn't see on, well, no, I guess I did. No, I saw it on YouTube. The trailer for the new Tron movie, which I didn't think was real. I thought we were just
Yeah.
lots of talk about being another Tron movie. But none of the people in from 2009 Tron are in this movie. So what the fuck?
They are.
Oh, are they?
So Olivia Wilde and what's his face from Tron?
Olivia Wilde
there.
and the guy, the most generic fucking looking dude in the world.
Generic Man is there. Jeff Bridges is there. He does the voiceover.
I heard this voiceover on the trailer, but the problem is that Jared Leto's in the movie. That's where they went the wrong way.
Well, not only is Jared Leto in the movie, he's the main character. He's the main guy.
And
Like, you can't even-
what movie has that ever worked out in?
None so far. He has yet to be anything. I guess Push says the trailer for the original one was different. Or you mean the original Tron or the original Ares?
Tron
trailer?
Ares trailer. I don't know.
Okay.
I didn't like I said, I didn't even think it existed until I saw the trailer the other day.
I liked everything but Jared Leto.
Man, well, no Daft Punk
I was
either.
like-
Well, I mean, which makes sense because
Well, they
Daft
have Nine
Punk,
Inch Nails.
no, Daft Punk doesn't exist anymore, so that makes sense.
Yeah, they have Nine Inch Nails. That makes sense.
No, good
Nine
old
Inch
Trend Reznor.
Trend Reznor is in there with some other dude, and it's just those two guys, but they're calling it Nine Inch Nails anyway.
I mean, Nine Inch Nails was always Trend Reznor and I think one other guy. And just had
Okay.
studio people come in and fill in the gaps.
So I don't know, whatever. I mean, here's the worst part. Okay. So a bunch of replies to the trailer on YouTube were like, "Oh man, you better live up to my childhood, because Tron Legacy was my favorite
That's
movie
what
as
it
a
was.
kid."
That's the subtitle. I couldn't remember what it was called.
I'm like, oh no, everyone's a child who's gonna watch this movie. Like, there are a couple of guys that are like, well, I was alive when the first Tron came out. I was like, yeah, it's okay. These are all kids who are like super excited that Tron Legacy has a sequel. They call it the Tron Legacy sequel. I'm like, no, dude, that was the first Tron movie.
Yeah,
Tron,
this is
no
the
subtitle
third
movie
movie in a series of movies now.
Yeah. Like, no, it's a sequel, guys. It's a sequel. Go watch the
I mean,
sequel.
it's- Sure, I guess it's really a trequel,
Sure.
but I didn't see that. I mean, I heard Jeff Bridges' voiceover, but that doesn't mean he's in the movie.
He's in it.
I'm sure he's in
You
it.
gotta-
I'm
you have
just-
to have him. you
But I
have to have
didn't
him.
see that Olivia Wilde and fucking generic face guy is in the movie too.
I'm gonna double check because I heard it.
Is
somewhere in, like,
Bruce
a news-
Boxleitner? Boxleitner? What? Oops! Stop moving the mouse
Oh,
around.
the original Tron.
Yeah, the actual Tron. Bruce.
He wasn't in Legacy.
Yes, he was. He was in the very beginning. He was in. He was in that.
That's right. He's the business guy, wasn't he?
Mhm.
One of the business guys. Yeah. I know you talked to him. You talked to him at Philly.
All right. So the people that haven't been listening, I was at a Comic-Con in like 2012 or 13, something like that. And I'm walking through a crowded room, run into a guy, pretty hard. We both had to make sure each other was okay. And as
Mhm.
we walked away from each other, I looked over at my friend and went, "Wasn't that fucking Tron?" Fast
No,
forward
wait.
to
Okay. Yeah.
2016 to 2019, right around in that range of dates. We're at the Philly Comic-Con, Great Philadelphia Comic-Con. Let's not mix things up. And Bruce Boxleitner, whatever his name is, he was there, and I got to tell him the story about running into him at a Comic-Con, and he tried to be like, I remember. I'm like, no, you fucking don't. Just let me tell you the story.
Let him be nice. You gotta let him be nice. Even though I was there for that conversation, you gotta let him be nice.
Yeah.
And then the marshmallow people I was friends with were like, give him a bag of these marshmallows, these flavored marshmallows.
I wonder what happened to
What is
those
from us?
marshmallow ladies.
They still have a business.
Oh,
I follow them on Facebook.
oh, well, good for them.
So they still have a marshmallow business. Yeah.
They were always nice to me, even though I never tried their marshmallows.
Yeah, they were really nice to me.
Yeah. That happens a lot to you, Francis. The people are really nice to you, and then, you know, sometimes you forget to pull the trigger.
I mean, I don't know what to do.
You gotta sand your finger down and make it a more itchy trigger finger.
That's true. When they start telling you about their topless Thursdays or whatever, we start telling you about, I'm like, oh.
Or
yeah, okay.
what other, or the convention scene, and yeah, and we're like, we won't give you
It's
shit.
like, oh, I don't know. Anyway.
Anyway,
cool.
but I mean, maybe you can go.
Aries.
Maybe you can go impress people at your next Comic-Con and roll up in an EV. What is it? A charger? EV charger, which makes no sense. Just saying that out loud makes no sense. The very first car I ever owned was a 1972 Dodge Charger.
This is why I made a note of it. Because I knew that was your first car. I'm like, oh, I think Josh would find it really funny that they made an EV of his first car. It's like a muscle car.
Yeah, the Charger, the 70s version of the Charger was always a muscle car. And, you know, what they're doing with the new one, you know, it kind of looks like a Charger still, but, you know, it isn't.
It
It's
does.
It's a fucking Camaro with a different shell on it, I think. But,
Oh, that makes sense.
but like, so the big thing about, I mean, everybody's gonna have an EV version of everything. There's an EV Civic. There's a Accord. You got a whatever hybrid. I'm sure it was based off of something else. You know, the wheelbase or whatever.
Yeah.
But to do classic 70s muscle cars as EV is just weird. But that's not the weird thing about the EV Charger.
It's cool though. I'm looking at the website now and the interior. I would get it just for the interior.
I'm sure it looks nice.
It looks amazing.
But then, you're the cock driving around with in an EV car with a speaker system attached to the rear bumper to make it sound like you have a V8.
Yeah. And I'll answer your question in a minute, right, Kyle? Because I do want to tell that story again because I know you didn't hear it from last week. But yes, they have you've revved your engine of your first car, right? You would like idle and rev the engine.
It would
just to hear the
burble.
rumble
It
of
might
the engine.
pop a little bit. Yeah.
Mhm.
I had big,
But like,
huge exhaust pipes, so it was loud as shit.
yeah.
I mean, I had a little 2-barrel Cuisinart of a carburetor, but my little 318 engine.
It was a used car though, right?
Well, yeah, it was very used because it was 95 when I bought it, 94 when I bought it. So it was very used. But even still, it was, you rev it, you heard it, you felt it. Each press of the gas was connected.
There you go.
And I didn't have to go into a menu on my dash because, let's face it, there was no menu on the dash, and change the volume of my exhaust based on how much output my battery is putting out, which you could do on the EV charger.
So that's the funny thing, is to give it its original, like, why people got it in the first place, because again, it's a loud muscle car. That's the point of these kind of cars. They have to add speakers. speakers to emulate the sound of like a gas engine.
Years ago,
Obviously,
Ford
electric
put out an
sound.
EV Mustang, I think, as like a project. It was, I don't think it was for production. It was just a project. And it had a speaker system built into it as well. Because it was rolling through, like, oh, it's an electric car, but then it was revving. Like, what?
So weird. Yeah, I don't. Okay, so the only Mustangs that are electric are their SUV Mustangs.
Yeah. And this was
So
this is
OG
like a
Mustangs,
project.
I think.
This is a project car they were working on probably what became the Mach E, I think is what they call it.
The Mach-E. Yeah. Wow.
Again,
yeah, you're on it.
horrible name.
Yeah, the Mach-E. What does that even mean?
I don't know because so they used to have the Mustang Mach 1. It was a fastback.
Okay. Yeah.
The SUV crossover electric vehicle isn't a fastback. It's like a fucking Explorer with more angles. It's like it looks like a Mustang if you tried to fucking turn a Mustang into a small SUV. Which is to say ugly as shit.
Look, it's going to happen. We're inevitably all going to move at some point. You know.
Well,
I guess
what?
It's just EVs at some point.
No.
It's going to happen.
Fucking Discord
You know.
burped.
So, but yeah, we're all going to move on to electric cars at some point. It's inevitable. What are you going to do? You can't stop progress. So you're going to have to get used to like fake engine sounds just so you feel a
I'm
little
not
less.
I'm not
like,
opposed to electric vehicles. I just don't think
No.
we got the
Yeah.
technology quite yet. Like I think we need to look. Well, see, that kind of defeats it a little bit. But like the McLaren P1, completely out of price range for everybody. But its electric batteries can get you around town about 15 miles, I think, 7 to 15 miles, something like that. But the thing is, it's got a V8 generator built into the car that will charge the battery. And you can just start the engine wherever you need it, and turn it off whenever you don't need it.
Okay.
I don't know. That seems a better use of technology than just a pure electric vehicle. Francis' face just looked at the price of a McLaren P1.
Oh yeah, and others. Jeez, gosh, these cars are so expensive.
Hypercars are something else, man. Those aren't super. Those are hypercars.
Yeah, I didn't know hypercars was a thing.
Yes. The Koenigsegg hypercar.
You could spell that.
It was a lot of G's. KOIENEGGGG, something like that. What else is
anyway,
out there?
go
The
on.
Bugatti
Bugatti.
Veyron, or whatever ones they've come out with after that. Those are all hypercars.
Oh yeah, and they're ugly.
Some are, yeah. The Zonda. I can't think of what they've only made like 3 cars, but if you look up Zonda, they're all futuristic, crazy looking cars. It's just it's a step up.
What happened? What happened to just getting a freaking weird Rolls Royce and calling it a day?
I mean,
Just get.
I guess.
Oh God, these are ugly. These are funny. The Zondas look like racing cars, actually.
I mean, they basically are. There are some of versions of the Zondas that are track only.
I mean, I only need $5 million for this one.
Yeah, I mean, it's easy $5 million, man.
$5 million.
There's some cock in some European country that bought a limited edition Zonda just to have it mounted on the wall of his apartment in a gigantic tower. And they had to crane it into his fucking balcony. I don't understand that. Cars are meant to be driven. Shoes are meant to be worn. Toys are meant to be played with. As I say this with fucking mountain of boxed toys in my mom's basement, but
Yeah, but it's just because you don't have the space yet. Once you have the space, you'll have them out.
yeah, there are some
Months.
toys I bought that I was like, I'm not gonna open this, and I ended up opening it and playing with it as an adult.
I don't get the shoe thing. I don't get the pop figures. I don't get the pop vinyls. I don't get it. But that leads me to just a real brief thing, because Raikau did ask about you being a wingman. If he were there with me, so I had dinner with Raikau that night. I went to WonderCon. But what he doesn't know, I didn't tell him, was I spent the day with a couple of ladies I met there who sat at my table. So just as a small recap, so I spent the day with them hanging out, and for sure, I probably would have spit more game and would have been more. I would have rizzed them up more if Josh were there, because I need that like dude that's got my back. If I say something stupid or if I do anything dumb, they got my back. They're cool. They can pull me out with a ripcord if need be. If I do anything dumb, they got my back. He wasn't there, so I didn't pull the trigger. And every person I tell this story to, it's like, you gotta find this person. It's like, that's a little creepy and weird. I'm not gonna go find this person.
If you happen to run into them at the next show, that's different.
Yeah. If I bump into them again at a show, I will do what I didn't do the last time and actually ask the girl's number, or at least give her or some type of
make some sort of movement.
Right? Yeah, so it means any way to communicate. Like, oh, what's your Instagram or what's whatever.
Sure, yeah.
Right? Like, it doesn't really matter. Nowadays, you have a million different ways to communicate. So I would do that next time. But yes, I as they say, I fumbled and I dropped the ball, or whatever the words are now. The kids use nowadays.
You whiffed.
I whiffed.
You airballed. Well, whiff, I guess, would still be good for hockey, because you can miss the puck and whiff the puck.
Yeah.
Who somebody who didn't drop the puck and score, or didn't score, but they definitely did score. We don't talk about sports, clearly, because I don't know how to do it. But I thought it was interesting enough to bring up. Alex Ovechkin of the Chicago Blackhawks, I think he plays for, broke Wayne Gretzky's most goals scored in a career.
Oh, wow.
30-year-old record. Wayne was there, which I thought was really cool, to take pictures and pose and whatnot. I think he's got one more season left in him, Ovechkin. So that'll just be interesting to see what the final number would be. But
so does Ovechkin take on the title of the Great One or whatever?
It's crazy because, like, growing up, when I first got into hockey, it was because of Wayne Gretzky. I watched the Kings because he was on the Kings. Yeah. And growing up, the Great One. And he'll always be known as the Great One. But it's going to be weird. People are going to talk about Ovechkin in the same way that people talked about Gretzky to me. The older generation. He's old. Whatever you type, Julu, it got censored. So choose a different word.
I can uncensor it.
Oh, okay.
Hold games. Oh, I think. I have to just go. Okay. Anyway. Yeah, he's 39 years old. Ovechkin, whatever his name is.
Ovechkin, yeah. So played the same number of games as Wayne Gretzky, but Wayne Gretzky's career was 1895, something like that. And Ovechkin, I think, has the rest of this season. I think all of next season, and they had the same amount of goals, played in the same amount of games.
Oh, it's a link. That's why I can't show it. It's a link. We can't do links on Twitch. Sorry, guy. Sorry, Raikau. You can't put links.
No, unfortunately. But yeah, sports. That was the sports segment. We don't do that often here. I watch a lot of hockey. but I don't know how to report on sports. That was weird. Are you frozen? No, you're
but
not.
that's
You were
kind
just really
no,
still.
no. I'm looking at something, but that's really cool though. Like
I-
good for him.
I thought it was really cool. I was upset that I missed the game. I would have totally watched that game, but I didn't know it was on. I was scrolling through Twitter, and next thing you know, I'm like, oh shit, it just happened. It's been coming
I just
up.
didn't know
I
they-
think they've been talking about it for like the last month. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I just didn't know they played hockey. I thought they would retire before they hit 40. This guy is 40 and so many.
Trying to no, the 40 is getting up there. 40's up there.
Well, yeah, because like in like mid 30s is like almost is retirement age for most other sports.
That is
except
true.
for football, I guess, because what's his face was there till like he was 50. Tom Brady, he like he just refused to quit.
Well, it's
So,
because he
like,
was
just
still,
don't play.
developing his persona as the villain from Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
Yeah. Yeah.
I saw that picture. I was like, holy shit, he looks just like that guy. Looks just like Christopher Lloyd's character, I should say.
Yeah.
Well, that's really everything I think for this week. There's a couple things that maybe we'll move it on to the next week.
They are evergreen.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, because I know which ones you're talking about. They are ever.
Well, at least we knocked one of them out anyway.
They did.
So, I do have one thing to. Oh wait, we got something else here. What is this? As we get older, things we
I hate that oldie. Okay, so he says that oldie state. So as we get older, things become more contemporary, and then other things become history. So like, what's considered oldies now? I hate this. 90s music is considered oldies. And I'm like, no, it's not. 90s is modern music.
And they go, no,
There's
that's
freaking
30
kids
years
right
ago.
now. Yeah, but there's freaking kids right now who like reference 90s songs, right?
Sure.
Like Nirvana or whatever.
I saw a kid the other day walking around someplace that I was at wearing a Green Day T-shirt. And as I passed the kid, I said, how far back in your dad's closet did you have to reach to grab this T-shirt?
But that's the thing. There's still a lot of 90s bands are relevant.
Yeah.
I mean, freaking Nine Inch Nails is the guy, are the ones doing
That's true.
Tron Aries. That's a 90s band,
That's true.
right? He also says that kids also say, oh, hey, that was from the last century. No, they don't. I don't think so.
I don't know. So someone tried giving me some advice the other day, and I looked at them and I said, doesn't your birthday start with a 2? You can't give me advice.
Yeah.
And not that I wouldn't take advice from younger people. That's being closed-minded, but to be funny.
But at the
To be
same
funny.
time, at the same time, you're just like, well, I have some wisdom on me. With my age came some wisdom, is all I have to say.
Well, with the wisdom, I ask you this then, Francis, as we finish things up.
Ask away.
I don't know how else to ask this, but what the fuck is Blue Raspberry?
You mean the flavor?
Whatever Blue Raspberry is, what the fuck is it? Because raspberries aren't
okay.
blue,
Yeah.
so why choose blue as a flavor for raspberry? And then what is Blue Raspberry?
Raspberries are delicious. If you've ever had raspberries.
Yeah,
raspberries are
I'll
delicious.
eat raspberries.
But blueberries suck balls.
I
So-
will eat them if they're there, but I'm not going to go buy a tub of blueberries.
Exactly. Because blueberries are not that good.
And they're
So
not
like,
blue either.
How do we get people? Yeah, they're bluish black.
They're purple.
kind of blue. Okay, they're purple. But they're like, we want kids and we want regular people to eat blue fruit flavored stuff. What color can we use? Well, blue strawberry sounds stupid. Well, blue watermelon sounds stupid. Blue cherry, no, it doesn't work. I gotcha. Blue raspberry. They don't know it doesn't exist. They don't know it's a real.
But
fruit.
what flavor
Just
is it?
give It's raspberry, just blue.
I don't believe
That's what
it.
I think. I think that's what it is. Because blue raspberry isn't a thing that exists it's not a real fruit.
Right.
So like
That's what I'm saying. That's why I didn't know how else to ask it.
it's a not as sweet strawberry. I think that's the best way to put it. It's like a not as sweet strawberry.
Mm.
And it's hairy.
Jaloo, no, I actually don't drink. So no, I haven't.
Oh,
I
we
have seen
talked
them.
about there.
I have seen them, the Arizona alcoholic drinks at the grocery store. I have seen them. I've also seen the Mountain Dew alcoholic drink. And I question both of them. We've actually talked about the Arizona one on here a few months
I didn't
back.
remember the Mountain Dew one. Or maybe I did. I just forgot. But I don't remember the Mountain Dew one.
We talked about the Arizona and saying that the artwork on it is almost identical to their tea.
If it wasn't for the fact that it had like that line at the top that says hard or that says alcohol, one or the other, I wouldn't know. I would pick it up and be like, oh, it's in Arizona. Well, whatever.
Let's see, Doll Cream Sugar Bomb. That's a great name. Says that it's pineapple, banana, and cherry is the flavor.
Those aren't. That doesn't taste like it. The pineapple's really strong as a flavor.
And it's acidic.
So
You know.
yeah, and I don't think blue raspberry is that strong of a. I think I always thought blue raspberry is a subtle flavor.
I've never had it. It's just not something that appeals to me.
Right cow sourcing because he's done wiki stuff.
That is true. That is true.
He's got a background in a wiki.
That was a fun conversation actually to learn that to see an actual moderator like right there in front of me.
Yeah,
It was awesome.
good power.
Well, I think that's everything for this week. You got anything else? I don't got anything else. It's almost past my bedtime.
I was gonna say, like, I don't know why you're making this longer when you have to go to bed.
Well, I don't know how to exit the show. I just bumped into the microphone. So that's everything for this week. Francis, where can people find you on the internet if they want to do so?
Linktree.com/.
Fucking shit, I keep forgetting about it.
Everything is there. The books, my social media, this show, the other show. It's all there. One place. Linktree.com/AKA the other guy.
I haven't gotten that smart yet. My days off are spent,
So silly. So
silly, playing stupid gold mining video games and doing laundry and stuff. I need to do that. But until I do, go to 303_ninja on the Twitters. Go to 303ninja on the Instagram. You can call, text, voicemail. 314-764-7631. It spells out POI Pod 1 because I thought one day there'd be some synergy.
Yeah.
Email us at thepoipodcast@gmail.com. Do what these fine folks have done tonight and interact with us. Throw us information. Question our credibility. Throw a topic at us. We like that kind of stuff. We'll be back next week. I will know once I get my schedule for next week, which I haven't gotten yet.
I just like it pushes like, I'm done. No super geeked up tomorrow, right, Cal?
Oh, Fref. That's right. They're on hiatus, I think. But that's everything. Francis, you got anything else to say?
No, but I just find it funny that pushes. Thanks, Push.
Thank you. Yes, good to see you. Thanks for the follow. It's nice seeing someone on here that's real and not a bot. We're out of here. We'll be back next week for the same stuff that this is. I don't know what this is, but we'll be back. Trying to eat up time because the song's ending.
You can fade it out.
No, because there's a clear ending point to the song. I don't want to it'll just be cut off and the men sit